All right, back for another playthrough of the series of. I played through part of the series already. We played 5 Da Vinci Code games, so I got through all of them. Those playthroughs are done. I'm now moving on to the last couple of games based on not just the Da Vinci Code, but the works of Dan Brown, because he's written 5 novels. The Da Vinci Code was his second novel, but that was the first movie that got made. So it was the movie that kind of blew up the whole thing. The book was popular too, but the movie amplified it, right? And then they made a second movie featuring, again, Tom Hanks as the lead character, Robert Langdon. And that second movie is based on the first book. So the timeline gets a bit confusing about chronological order. But suffice to say, they made a second movie based on one of Dan Brown's books, that is Angels and Demons. And this book takes place in Italy. It's all based around Vatican City. And actually the book has a few more locations and things that happen, because the books and the movies are a bit different in places. And the video games, actually. The video games don't necessarily line up either. But they all have the same theme, like Angels and Demons is based around Vatican City, and it sees Robert Langdon, this main character, team up with Vittoria Vetra, she's a physicist, and together they kind of run around Italy, or the Vatican in Rome, trying to save cardinals who are being murdered. Like, basically the whole story is that the Illuminati are back, and they're trying to destroy the church. Or the Catholic Church, rather, specifically the Catholic Church. And that's the basic setup. It sees Robert Langdon running from across different churches, solving puzzles, etc. Let's just fire up the thing here so you can start getting some images. So yeah, we're going to be playing like I said, it was the one game based on Angels and Demons. It is a mobile game based on, let's just start playing it actually. Because I should comment too, this is not me playing live. This is me watching a playthrough that I pieced together, because I did play through the game and I recorded all of it, but the full playthrough is several hours long, and it's me failing pretty often as I try to complete these levels. So what we're going to be watching and what I'm going to be commenting on is the chopped down version of the full playthrough. So this is just me with the successful runs through each level versus, failing over and over again. So let's just kick it off here. It does have music. That's some of the mobile games don't even have sound. This game does have music. I don't know if I can call it grading, but it's going to be there throughout. There it is. And in fact, I'm just going to lower the volume for myself because it's a lot. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be playing throughout. So yeah, we're going to be playing this game. As I was going to say, the gameplay of it is based on a puzzle called Marble Solitaire, like a physical puzzle game that basically sees like rows of marbles, and you as the player trying to solve this puzzle are trying to eliminate all the marbles but the last one by hopping marbles over other marbles. So think of, checkers or marble checkers, right? It's the same thing. You're trying to clear out pieces by maneuvering your way around the board. And that's kind of that's entirely what the game is. The game has scoring, obviously. It's a video game, so you can have that. Here you can see some of the legal details. But yeah, the game has scoring. The game has like different elements for each of the marbles, which we'll get into as we go through the levels. Here you can see that it was published by a different publisher from the past mobile games. This was Sony apparently taking kind of the reins of their own license and publishing their own game. But yeah, it was entirely mobile. There are different versions for different mobile devices. Some of them, like you can see here, this one's vertically oriented. Some of the versions were horizontal, I guess for mobile phones of the era. This was 2009. So yeah, any mobile phones that I guess were like horizontally oriented had their own version as well. Here it's just kind of explaining some of the details. There are different types of, they call them pegs. They look like marbles to me, so I'll call them marbles. But yeah, there's a story mode. That's what we're going to be doing. That's always something surprising about even the puzzle games based on the license, is they have story modes. And as simple as it is, I appreciate having some kind of story to follow as I make my way through the game, because I don't care about getting a high score or whatever. So it's always a nice little I don't know, breadcrumb trail, or just something to, bring me along with more interest. I'm more interested in having a story there. It's pretty different. Here they're explaining some of the controls and specifics about how to play the game. And yeah, here's level 1. These are not elemental marbles. These are just kind of basic stone marbles, I guess. Because this first level the first few levels are just basically tutorial. They're just teaching you how to play the game. Ooh, bronze. Yeah, it's something else too. Like, depending on how well you do, you can get a bronze, a silver, or a gold. That was a bronze. Bronze is like the minimum. Bronze is the minimum bar to clear just to kind of complete the level and move on. So yeah, that's something else to note. I will not be getting gold on all these levels. Again, that's why I'm not doing a live playthrough, because I don't know. I don't care to get good enough to be a master of this game. I just want to get through it I just want to clear the level and, continue the story. Which, speaking of story, I'm not commenting on that at all, but I think at this point, somebody went to Langdon's pool. He goes swimming, and somebody went to grab him and told him, "Hey, there's some business going down at the Vatican, and they need his help." So right now, this is just trying to complete levels for no apparent reason. Yeah, a big part of this game, you can see here, you're jumping across to clear out rows of marbles. To get the highest score possible, and almost everything's based on getting a really high score, you want to clear out rows of similar marbles. So if there's a row of water marbles, you want to clear out as many of them in one jump as you can, basically getting from one end of the board to the other. So you'll see that happen a lot. There will be a lot of doing those multi-jumps where you're just getting across. But what's the story right now? Oh, that was just explaining gameplay. Oh yeah, they have these weird eyeball marbles. So when you can only jump over the eyeballs that are open, but when you do that, you can see that the other ones flip to close. So you kind of have to plan your moves a little bit. This one, well, it's simple in hindsight, but I'm sure my first attempt at this was not successful. Look at that. That should be a gold. Yeah, that was all of them. Okay, so here you go. That cop gives you a document. You check it out. It's the Illuminati symbol, because the Illuminati are the villains here. They're trying to, like I said, they're trying to kill some cardinals. Not cool. And the Vatican's like, they need Robert Langdon to head out to, fly out to Vatican City. So that's where we're headed. Cardinal Mortati, he's kind of the senior official among the cardinals. He's the one who's, oh yeah, and it should be noted, part of the story as well is, it happens after the Pope has died. So they're going through the election process for the new Pope, and it's during that this chaos around people getting murdered and physicists getting called in. It all happens at the same time, so it's pretty chaotic as far as the actions or the stuff going on at the time. Thank God the symbologist is here. Symbologist, that's the title Langdon gave himself, I think, because it's completely made up. It's not a real thing in our world. Here you have all right, so yeah, at some point, yeah, the puzzle maps are all based, or the puzzle levels are all based on an element, because there are 4 elements that occur throughout the story. The first element is Earth. So this is us going through or this is me going through the Earth levels. Oh man, I don't think, I'm watching myself having played this, and I don't know if I made the best moves here. I don't think I'll get a gold. Because again, you have to arrange the marbles to have as many as possible in a single row, so that you can make those big jumps and just clear out a whole bunch of them all in one go. Yeah, like I said, in my full playthrough of this, I did fail a lot. So what we're watching here is I went through the full playthrough, and I just cut out the level runs where I actually did finish them successfully. So you'll be seeing me complete the levels, but I think I'll still be noticing mistakes. Like here, yeah, there's 2 full rows, but obviously you need a gap at the end of the row so you can make the jump. So, what am I arranging here? Yeah, the title of this thing is Angels and Demons. All the imagery is based on sort of, you can see there at the bottom, angels and demons. But in the story, I don't know how much of it matters. Oh, actually, I did really well on this one. That's a gold, for sure. If you only have one left, that's always a gold. And there are different modes, too, for the... Oh, hold on, let's see here. There's been a new development. We received a new threat from the kidnapper. Yeah, the kidnapper who took the cardinals. Yeah, he's showing you that there's... So basically, at this point, the kidnapper has a webcam pointed at a bomb. There's a bomb of... there's a container of this stuff called antimatter, and if the antimatter loses the charge and touches the canister or the container, it's going to blow up. So it's a giant bomb that's going to blow up the Vatican. And we're trying to stop that. We're trying to stop the murders of the cardinals as well as the bomb that'll kill a whole lot more people. At least that's the story. Obviously, in action here, we're just doing some puzzle levels. More Earth. Yeah, this one looks really tough already, eh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You can move that one, and then that means you can go to the top right and clear out that row. And you don't have to jump. You don't have to just jump similar or marbles of the same type. You can jump them over others. Like I think I'm going to do that here, right, with the eyeball or something. Oh, or not. We're going down to the bottom right. There you go. The problem is if the marbles are of different types, then you can only jump one at a time. It's only the marbles of the same type that you can do the multi-jumps, and those are worth a lot more points. One of the satisfying aspects of this sort of game is the symmetry, right? Because you can move marbles and kind of place them, and visually anyway, it's a very like an interesting sort of symmetry in the shapes you create. But that's not relevant at all to actually playing the game. Inevitably, things get asymmetrical. Wait, did I just jump a closed eyeball? I didn't think I could do that. Okay, well, if they allow it. Yeah, I guess they do allow it. It just means that you can, if you jump a closed eyeball, yeah. You can see how it works. It opens the closed ones and closes the open ones. And yeah, in terms of what counts against your overall score or your progress, I think the eyeballs do not count. The stone ones and the element ones, like the earth ones here, they do count. Ooh, look at that. Still symmetrical. Doing pretty well there. And I think it's going to continue. And that one goes up. That means we leave one behind at the bottom. Yeah. And once you have a single marble left on its own like that, like it's stuck. There's no way to... I mean, I guess you could somehow get back to it, but that one is definitely stuck. There's no getting out of that. Same with the stone marble in the middle. It's stuck there for good. Alright, what are we doing here? We're jumping? Oh yeah. And this is the end. Bronze? Like I said, that won't get you the top score, but it's good enough. What could cause the antimatter to fall out of suspension? The battery going dead, which will happen in 6 hours, 11 minutes. Yeah, Angels and Demons, the story, it's probably the most... A lot happens in a very short period of time. It's basically over the course of like 6 hours, like it said there, that they have to like run all over the Vatican or all over Rome. They're just constantly running. Like, I think if you look at the movie art for Angels and Demons, it's just a shot of the characters like, mid-run, because they're just constantly moving. It's a very chaotic feeling and fast-paced story for sure. And the book version is also like the most ridiculous in terms of how much happens and how much they do. Like at what point Robert Langdon falls out of a plane, into a river and survives. It's just completely bananas. But fun. Like, it's a thriller. All these stories are thrillers. That does not come across at all in these video games. Like, the video games have to slow down the pace because they're solving puzzles. And in reality, that's what it is, right? Puzzles are meant to be slow, deliberative sort of games or activities, so it's not as fast-paced as this original or source material is. Yeah, looks like that's it right there. The gold. That's pretty good. Oh, like I was trying to say earlier. Oh wait, I keep trying to say something and then I get cut off by story. All right, so you look at the cardinals. There's a voice in the background. He's talking about he's going to destroy the pillars, and the preferiti are like the top sort of candidates for to be elected pope, and they got kidnapped. Earth, air, fire, water, the 4 elements we're going to run into during the playthrough in the marbles. And then he's saying that we're going to have to follow some trail through Rome to find the Church of Illumination. That's what they call it. So now Langdon is saying, like, all right, look, if I can find the starting point, he can follow the trail to the villain's hideout. Camerlengo is like the Pope-elect, I guess? No, he's the interim Pope who kind of like sits in the big chair until the actual Pope is elected. So he's kind of the guy in charge for the moment. And yeah, the Camerlengo saying like, hey, you got to start the election process. And the Cardinal dude's like, hold up. This is really, this whole situation's a bit odd. We should maybe stop, but they don't. They continue with the election process. Okay, now I can finally speak to, there are different modes in the puzzles. So like this mode is about clearing as many marbles as possible. And your goal is to have as few left, to have one. Well, at the maximum, you can only have one left, right? At the end, you'll only have the one marble, but you know, the number of remaining marbles varies per level, but that's basically, so the goal with this mode is just like clear as many as you can to hit the whatever targets they listed out in the beginning. There are other modes where sometimes you have to have a marble, the final marble land in a specific spot. Sometimes you're going for a score, you're trying to achieve a certain score. Actually, this might be a score one, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. But anyway, so other than the score one, like I was saying, there is a mode where you're just trying to have as few marbles as possible, and it'll tell you at the start of each level. They tell you like this is your goal, so they make it pretty easy to follow what to do. I don't know if I show this in the playthrough, but as you can see in the bottom left corner, if you press the left soft key on the phone. Obviously, we're not playing on a phone here; we're playing an emulated version of the game. But if you were on your phone, you'd press the left soft key to go back one step. So they give you a redo. If you make a move and you don't like it, you can go back. All right, so now they're talking about they have to find this book called the Diagramma. And it's Galileo's Diagramma. And they're just looking for clues. They're trying to find that start of the path of illumination, basically. And here they found some kind of business, something about Santi's earthly tomb. Across Rome, mystic elements unfold. The path of light is laid. The sacred test. Let angels guide you on your lofty quest. So they got a riddle, and he figures out the riddle, and now they know where they have to go. And off they go. Yeah, it's a bummer that they could have made a few more images to illustrate some of these, some of the text, but oh well. Ooh, this one's. It may look simpler because there are less marbles overall, but I think these are the more complex ones because it means you have to really plan the number of the moves you make because, yeah, this one's weird. All right, past me, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, no, I can see I can already see what the plan is here. So like I said, you want a big row of marbles of the same type. So I think that's what the setup is going to be here. Oh, that's really interesting. So in the end, we're getting some points, but the big goal is to have this big row of marbles in the middle. Oh wait, it didn't go the way I thought it would. Got a silver, that's not bad. So Raphael's tomb, there's a plaque posted above, and Langdon finds out, oh, we're in the wrong spot. So now they figure out that it's not the Pantheon, but it's actually a different church or chapel somewhere. Maybe this is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, this one looks, yeah. This is the one that it's trying to set up one or multiple long rows of these marbles. Oh, yep, that one goes left. Right? Yep, there you go. So then you end up with two big, is it gold or silver? No, still silver. All right, you run over to the guide in the Pantheon, and you ask some rando or some guide, and they point Langdon to the Capella della Terra, Chapel of the Land, aka Earth. Olivetti is one of the cops who's helping us out here, and now he's telling us where to go. So 8 o'clock, that was the hour. Oh, here we go. Here's one of the levels where you have to have one marble left, and it has to be inside that circle in the middle. So a little tricky. And I think actually, if you look up Marble Solitaire, the game, the physical game, that's how it's usually played. You have a lot of marbles, but in the end, you're supposed to have one marble left within a specific spot, like that. Okay, so they found the church. And they're like, yeah, church is a great place for evil to hide. Which I guess is true. You wouldn't look for bad dudes in a church. It is really, like I said, there's a lot of flourishes that a lot of these puzzle games, sometimes they don't have it. They're just silent and they're very simple. But like this game obviously has music, which is good. But also it has these little visual flourishes like the animations, and then when you score the big multi-jumps like that, the whole screen is shaking. Like it's all those little flourishes that kind of that are, I think, an overlooked part of game design. Or maybe not. If you're a game designer, maybe you know full well about that sort of thing. But I think for the rest of us, we don't really think about how those little flourishes make a game feel, I was going to say crunchy, more satisfying. Like the actions you perform have, feel like they have more of an impact because of those little visual and sound things happening. So it's nicer to play, when you have that stuff. It sounds dumb and simple, like, oh, sounds good, art good, but I mean, that's true. That's very much true. All that stuff is good, and it makes the games a lot better. This is looking real scattered. I don't know if I did the best moves here, but I assume I'll complete it. I think I might have left some fails here and there, so we'll see. We'll see if this is one of them. Oh no, they let me through the bronze. Okay. They search the church, and they find the demon's hole, aka a sewer, or just a hole in the ground, basically. And they find a guy buried up to his waist, mouthful of dirt. It's really no bueno. So basically, the kidnapper got one in. He murdered a character. Yeah, that Rocher guy, which I think they mixed up the names. I think Rocher is a different character, or Rocher is a different character in the movie and book than it is here, but whatever. Oh, there goes that symmetry. Almost. There's that one on the left there looks a little out of place. Where do you go from here? I guess you do that. Oh, that's pretty good. We end up with what? Bronze. Was it score-based? I think that was score-based. All right, so there's some Illuminati guy did a thing. So they figure out the Bernini, the famous sculptor guy, is the one responsible for making all these statues and art that they're following. So they solved another part of the mystery here. Oh, I don't know about that move either. I think eventually there will be a fail so you can see what that's like, but yeah, basically the failing just means you start the same level over again. Like, that's it. They don't reset you to the very beginning of the game or anything, which would be cool. For a mobile game meant to be played in like short sessions, like on a train or whatever, on a commute, it would suck to have to go back. There's a statue called Habakkuk and the Angel, and they're all pointing in different directions. So yeah, they know that they're supposed to follow the angel. They're looking for a statue having to do with the air, and the church is southwest of here. So that's it for Earth, right? So yeah, we finished Earth. The Earth cardinal just got killed. So now we're off to find the air cardinal. Ooh, getting called out for being wrong. But the square was designed by Bernini. St. Peter's Square, we've all seen it. It's that big space in front of the Vatican where, when the Pope is up on his balcony looking upon the masses are gathered in St. Peter's Square. So that's where that is. And now we're on the air element. Getting some big scores, very nice. Like you see there, I set up gold. All right. And now it's almost 9 o'clock, which means the air cardinal is about to get killed. Yeah, this is like Avatar, but much darker. This whole use of the elements thing. Or not, actually. Avatar's pretty dark too. Isn't that isn't that what kicks off that whole story? Is that the Fire Nation kills off a lot of people? That seems pretty bad. Ooh, that was not a good setup. Like, having those 4 at the bottom there, with nowhere to go, like that's not great. How are you gonna get that? Still a bronze. Okay. So there you go. They arrived at the square, St. Peter's Square. They're looking around, looking for some air clues. And they found the West Ponente relief. I think it's what it's called, bas relief or something. It's in the ground. So they're looking down. But then they find a dude who is bleeding. And he's got the word air branded into his chest. And his lungs have been stabbed. It's much more gross in the story, in the book and the movie. Because they try to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And when they blow into the cardinal's lungs, blood just spurts out of the sides of his torso. And they find out, he got stabbed through the lungs. So, anyway, very gross scene. And yeah, that's it. That's the case for all these stories. All the Robert Langdon books are very violent. There's a lot of really, the murder, the people who are out to do some bad business in those books, they do some real bad stuff. Not feeling great about these moves either. But how do you get those cool? Oh. There you go. I was blind. Past me saw something that I was missing. But yeah, you leave one at the top there that's stranded. There's no way back up there. Yeah, see here, could have been a better row, but oh well. All right, then you do that, and you're done. Silver. Yeah. Meanwhile, in the papal office, the Pope's office. So Camerlengo and the cops got another call from somebody who claimed responsibility for killing the Pope himself. So the Pope died, and now somebody's claiming responsibility when they thought it was a natural death. And now we're going into the archives to look up more nerdy academic stuff. So now they're theorizing that the Pope overdosed on some medicine that killed him. Wow, I'm just realizing this narrative structure of reading some of what's happening and then pausing to do a completely unrelated thing of solving a puzzle. Not the best way to tell a story. But I'll take it. I will still take this level of storytelling over no story at all. Like if this was the game Angels and Demons, and it was just solving the puzzles with no narrative whatsoever, I think that would bother me more. So I'll take what I can get. Oh, there goes more of that symmetry. I like what's happening here. Pardon me a moment. I just want to make sure my mic is still recording. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Yeah, sometimes part of this is just deliberating. You're just sitting there like, what am I gonna do? What's gonna go where and how? Every once in a while you'll notice those little fades. That would be because I sat in the level for too long, and as I was editing this playthrough together, I decided like, all right, we can shorten this a little bit. Are you gonna strand that marble at the top? Don't do it. There's gotta be a better way. Oh, there you go. Oh, the stone ones suck. You don't want those. You want to group up those air marbles. I don't know. This feels like another bronze. If it's not just outright failure. Bronze. Alright. Alright, so they're reading up on Bernini. They find another note to the ecstasy of Saint Teresa, aka my favorite statue. Because I watched a movie called Saint Maud, in which a character is having visions of, becoming a holy person, a martyr or whatever, a saint. But in the movie, she straight up just has like orgasms. Every time she has one, she thinks it's God, kind of connecting with her. And the ecstasy of Saint Teresa, if you look up that statue, apparently by Bernini, maybe? Or apparently, it's in Rome. It's the same vibe. It's this angel guy with an arrow, and this saint who's just kind of like having a moment. And I saw the statue and I was like, oh, yeah, those Catholics, man, a bit repressed. It comes through in the art. So now we're in fire. We're in Fireland, or the Fire Nation. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I had to back that one up. Yeah, these are weird. When it's just giant blocks of marbles, it's like, what are you gonna do? See, again, so those are the ones you want to set up, where you just clear out like what, five marbles at once, or 6 at once. Ooh, I don't like that move very much. It looks like here I was trying to do some symmetry again. But yeah, I don't think these are very great moves. Dude, clear out the corner. What are you doing? No. Wow. Whoa. I can't believe I made those bad moves. Let's see what I got. Silver? Yeah, silver. Could have been gold. Alright, so there's smoke coming up from the church. Somebody kicks in. Oh, we're at the fire church. So this is cool. So we're at the fire church trying to put out the fire, and now in the level itself, they gave us a few water marbles to try to clear out, put out the fire. So cool little connective tissue for the story. I like it. Although this is a pretty weird layout. So remember here, you can jump those fire marbles over each other, but that water marble in the corner, it cannot jump over multiple fire marbles, so I gotta figure out how to clear it This one looks pretty obvious to me. Oh no. That was a bad move. Oh no. I still accomplished what I was thinking earlier. You want to get a fire marble next to that water one. No, I didn't even try to get that marble, or water marble out of there. Oh well. Yikes. This is real messy. We're pretty far along though. What is it? More than halfway? Okay. Bronze. So the cardinal is hanging from a rope over a fire. He's burning to death. And then the kidnapper comes through, kills everybody. The police are trying to go after him, but he runs off. Langdon just hid in a corner because, you know, that's what you do when someone's going around killing everybody else. You're not going to try to face him. And yeah, that makes Robert Langdon as a protagonist pretty weird because he's supposed to be... The vibe of the whole thing is Indiana Jones, but he's not Indiana Jones, right? He's very much like he's played up like a nerdy professor who's not used to fighting or any of that stuff. So he's not as heroic as someone like Indiana Jones. Or as daring, anyway. Yeah, I guess we're making the transition to the water elements here. What? What are you doing? Oh, we finished. Okay. There goes the Ecstasy of St. Teresa statue right there. Giving us a little bit of new art, finally. The spear points toward the southwest. So basically they're at... This is church number 2, right? Element number 2, and now it's pointing us toward a new direction. There you go. Last Ultra Science water is the Piazza Navona, the Fountain of 4 Rivers. So now we have a new destination to get to. I wish there'd been a map. Like one of the other games, Helix, the Da Vinci Code Helix, did have like a little map that just gives you some geographical idea of where you are, right? Like you can kind of place yourself like, all right, I'm in this part of France, then I go to this part of France. Here it would have been cool to have a map of Rome and to see yourself kind of moving around on the map. I think would have lent the progression a little more heft. If I do say so myself. It's fine though. Oh, this one's weird. This design looks familiar. I feel like this design, this kind of angled corner to corner design might pop up more than once. I commented on the other puzzle games we've covered, or I've covered in this series of playthroughs, that I wonder just what goes through a puzzle designer's head. Like whoever had to design these levels and the layouts of the marbles and what kinds of marbles and all that, like how they work through it. All right, this is the fountain. The cardinal is bound up in chains and drowning. And the kidnapper just, off he goes. So for those keeping track, this is cardinal number 3. We lost 2 already. Remember, the earth guy got buried and he got suffocated with dirt in his mouth. And then the fire guy was hanging over the fire and he got buoyed. Pretty buoyed to death. And same thing. Like if you look at that scene in the movie, it's just gnarly. It's just a dude getting roasted. Rated R, I'm pretty sure. No, actually, it might be PG-13. But in any case, it's a lot. Oh, look at that. We're moving on to fire, or air, rather. No, wait, we were already in air. We're in water now. So, I guess they're just combining some elements. So now they're trying to lift the cardinal who's dying, and some people come by to help out. And that's it. We saved him. So that's one difference from the book. Both in the movie and in this game, they managed to save the water cardinal from drowning. In the book, he just dies. I think. Yeah, I think in the book, all of the cardinals end up dead. So the book's a bit more of a bummer. Like, none of the cardinals get saved. Even though the reason they're racing around this way is to try to save them. And in the book, they just fail to do that. One eyeball. Why one eyeball? It's got an arrow shape, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got an arrow pointing toward. For you, it's that way. Looks like we're not doing this for score, huh? No, we're not. Yeah, I'm not paying attention at all to like what the game is asking of me in each level here, but it's fine. All right, so Vittoria and the Camerlengo, they went to check the Pope's body, and yep, he'd been murdered. So now they know that the kidnapper is also the person who killed the Pope. So he just does not like the Catholics at all. He's out to get them all. We're still in water nation here. No, I don't like. That was a bad move, buddy. What'd you do that for? I would have tried to do horizontal rows along the bottom and the top if I could. Well, at least now I would. I saw something different this time than when I first played this, apparently. But also, I didn't pay attention to what the goal was. Oh, I had to go back there. Just to do the same move again. That's it. Got a bronze. So Vittoria, she comes back around to hang out with Robert, or Langdon. Now they're trying to track down this Rocher guy, who apparently he's kind of sus. Oh, here's something different. Now you have to destroy the water peg, or the water marbles specifically. So you have to use the stones as much as possible to clear them out. Ooh, I actually remember... I always remember the difficult ones more than the others. So, and this one I remember being stuck on for a cool minute. How are you going to even get down there? Okay, but then, what do you do here? Yeah, not like, oh, I think I'm stuck. I don't know if this is going to turn out well. Oh, look at that. Pulled out the win after all. Alright, so... Oh, okay. The kidnapper just got exploded. So he's out. So whoever was pulling the kidnapper's strings has gone and killed him. And let me think. That's another difference from the book and the movie. So this is following what the movie did, which is the kidnapper gets blown up by the person who hired him. In the book, it's much more disturbing because the kidnapper decides he wants to rape Vittoria. So it's just this really gnarly, overly descriptive passage where he talks about how much he wants to do that. But it ends with him about to do that. Then Robert shows up at that castle place and they fight. And the kidnapper gets pushed out over a balcony by Vittoria as well. She unties herself because she's been tied up. And both her and Robert like push him over this balcony, and he falls on a pile of cannonballs and breaks his back. It's pretty gnarly. Whereas in the book and in this game, apparently, he just sits in his car to escape and gets blown up. Yeah, this is a weird setup. Did we do 4 already? Earth, and then the water guy almost drowned. The air guy. Oh, I forgot about the air cardinal. He got his lungs got punctured. He also died. So that means that we lost 3. And then the 4th cardinal we lost was... We saved the 4th one. No, wait. Earth, fire, air, water. Water we saved. Or water... They saved the water guy. Which again, in the book, he does drown. He just straight up dies. So some differences. I would argue that the movie made wiser choices about how to advance the plot and who should live and who should die. Man, this level looks really scattered. Yeah, sometimes when you're playing through the levels in the game, you have to look for. Usually, there's a pattern. Like the designer of the level has a pattern in mind for you to progress through it. Yeah, another bronze. Oh well. So now Rocher, that one cop, is going to talk to the Camerlengo. Oh, that doesn't sound too hopeful for Camerlengo, talking about being a martyr. All right, so yeah, this is another one of those maps or levels where we're trying to clear all the marbles and have the last one land in the circle toward the middle there. So let's see how it goes. Oh, see, look, there's the pattern. So once you recognize the pattern, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna, follow the path that they intended, and that'll happen pretty quickly. Okay, boom, there you go. I might try to find a marbled solitaire set, like a physical marble solitaire set, just to see how it plays, like, in person, in real life. Oh, so now they're trying to find the canister with the antimatter, because remember, during all this other stuff, in the background, there's still this canister about to blow up, like a big chunk of Rome. So that's still active. Oh, this one was fun. It took a while to figure out the path, but like I said, the designer of this map definitely had a path in mind, and once you figure out what it is, you can follow it pretty well. Gold. There you go. So Langdon and Vittoria found the path back to the Vatican, because apparently they just have, it's kind of like DC, I guess, Washington DC, and then they have underground paths all over the place. Multi-element maps are probably my least favorite. I'm not a big. I prefer the symmetry or the cohesiveness of having all one element. So, visually anyway, it's a lot simpler. But I don't know. I guess variety is the spice of life. So this level's more spicy than the others. What are you gonna do? I keep not paying attention to the goal of the map, so I have no idea what we're going for here. How much are we? Oh, almost there. I bet you could have set up more of those fire marbles in a row to get a better score. But I don't think we're going for a score, huh? No, we're not. We're just trying to get as many as we can. Silver. And now the Camerlengo is apparently in trouble. They kick in the door to find that cop Rocher pointing a gun at him. He's down, and he gives Langdon a key, and then he dies. Au revoir, Rocher. Score. Points. Okay. Ooh, they introduced the atomic marbles, which I don't remember what they do. Not atomic, sorry. Antimatter marbles. That's what the green electric ones are. They're antimatter, but I don't recall what effect they have. I guess we'll find out shortly. But also, I don't think they count against the score. Oh, this is a score-based one, or map. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, I don't know what effect they have. I know they blow up, but I don't, like, I guess I would hope that if they blow up, that they have an area of effect. They kind of blow up everything around them, but I don't believe they work that way. Gotta get rid of that air. What? Why did you do that? I'm getting buzzed by someone, a thing. Hey, silver, pretty good. So the Camerlengo has been branded with those keys that we've been staring at this whole time. And he's losing it because he just got attacked. And then they figure out, oh, the antimatter bomb is in the St. Peter's tomb. The Camerlengo runs off with it like a madman. He hops in a helicopter and off he goes. And before we can chase after him, we're going to solve another puzzle. Yeah, a lot more of those antimatter marbles in the way. Yeah, see, it blew up, but it has no effect. It just explodes. I guess the big thing is that you cannot move them. They're just in the way. Right? You can't hop them around. You can only hop over them to get them out of the way. What you gonna do here, buddy? Oh. Getting there. So yeah, we're close to the end here. This is not too bad at all. I'd say that, like, again, if I had a flip phone in 2000, oh man, this is 09. Were we still using flip phones? Yeah, 09 was the first iPhone, so we'd still be in this type of phone, and maybe we're on Blackberries by then or something. So the Camerlengo saved everybody, and now he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get elected, aren't I? And now we pause again. But yeah, this would have, be on a lunch break, you have 20-30 minutes or something. This could be a fun little distraction. As with all the puzzle games, I don't think it's good for one long session, which is how I was trying to play all these mobile games via the emulator. And yeah, I don't know about that business, but oh, this one. I was stuck on this one for a while too, because clearly there's a pattern to follow, but trying to figure out which step to take at what time took a while. So, but apparently I eventually figured it out. But yeah, as I was saying, I think this could have been a fun little game to play on a break. So again, remember in this case, the atomic or the antimatter marble does not count against your goals. So that's why I could have just left it there. So now we're looking, they find footage of the confrontation between the Camerlengo and Rocher in his office. And again, we pause. Oh, this one was weird. This one took me a while to clear as well. Yep, you can't go upward. You gotta get rid of those atomic marbles. So they're just barriers, really. Like, they just get in the way until you clear them out. But as you clear them out, you are trying to still set up some good rows to clear out as many as you can in one go like that. All right, now what's left? Clear that. Then you're left with one on the side. That one is stuck there. That's not too bad. Ooh, nice. Grouping them up like that, I think is oh man, but the one on the left is stuck there too. Hey, that turned out pretty good. 2 left. It's a silver. All right. You watch the tape. So Rocher confronts the Camerlengo and realizes the Camerlengo killed the Pope. So basically the Camerlengo's whole thing was to make himself a hero so he could become the new Pope, because he felt like the old Pope was making bad choices. So he was like, all right, I'm going to be a new Pope for a better tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't come across here, but I guess his intentions were noble. Like he thought, you know, things were not going great in the world and he could do a better job. But it was a power grab. I mean, plain and simple, right? He just didn't like, or the Pope just did something he didn't like, and he was like, all right, I'm going to seize power for myself. It was a coup. He was trying to, you know, pull off a coup, and it didn't work. He got caught. So he's been caught. He runs off with an oil lamp and puts himself on fire. So rather than, I guess, face justice or whatever, he decides he's out. Is this the last level? Oh, might be the last level. It looks like, I mean, it looks like it's the last level, but let's see. Let's see how it goes. The score requirements certainly seemed high. So here's another thing. Another pattern is visible, right? Like there's a little like circular thing going here. And it's about figuring out like, okay, what did the level designer have in mind here? What are they doing? Because if you want score, remember you're trying to get as many of those big rows like that blue one or water one as possible. The fire and then air on the right side. I hope. Yeah, it is. And now you're left with smaller rows of water, fire, and air. Okay. And now you do air over to the side. Have we? I don't think we reached the minimum yet. Oh, maybe we did. I think I have. I'm thinking of the first place, but yeah, for the bronze, I don't think it was that high. Maybe it might be there already. Oof, that's a lot of leftovers. Is that like silver maybe? No, it's still bronze. All right, but I'll take it. So they see the video, the cardinals return to conclave, and they elect Mortati. And then he's like, thanks to God for sending Robert Langdon to protect the church. Langdon's like, I'm not into this whole deal. And then Mortati's like, he knew. Even if Langdon doesn't believe, you know, that cardinals like you believed, or he believed. So anyway, that's it for this playthrough. On to the next one. I'll see you there.